First, here at 11 o'clock, Bullitt County sheriffs are investigating the deaths of 3 people in 2 separate incidents today. It is our top story right now on the WHAS11 night team. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt. The sheriff's office in Bullitt County says they were first called to Wilma Avenue near the border of Jefferson and Bullitt counties to check on a woman. Officers say they were checking on that woman because she had not been seen or heard from in several days. When officers got there, they found a man and a woman dead inside the house. No other details have been released by police so far. And then the sheriff's office also in Bullitt County says they were called to the scene of a shooting on Tutts Road in Shepherdsville today. Both deputies from the sheriff's office and police officers with Shepherdsville Police Department responded to the scene today. When the officers arrived, they found a man who had been fatally shot, another man taken to Louisville with a gunshot wound to the leg. The sheriff's office is handling this investigation, but does say everybody involved in this shooting has now been accounted for. And all new right now tonight. You know, we cover a lot of ribbon cuttings across Louisville every single day, but this one caught our eye because of the way the mayor's office itself described it. They said this is the first out-of-state company to open in downtown Louisville in 2025. A New Year big deal when you have a downtown that's been struggling since 2020. WHAS 11 night team's Jose Alonso asked the Michigan-based company why they chose downtown.
With a snip of large scissors, Michigan-based private equity and venture capital firm Sullyco Capital revealed their new office space within the second floor of Whiskey Row.
I think there is an energy and intensity to a downtown space. I don't care what city you're in, and I think that Louisville has that as well.
Senior partner of the company, Sarah Blackmer, was given the opportunity to choose where Sullyco would go next.
The community that I found here, the willingness to engage, everybody has been so welcoming. They're so excited that we're here and investing in Louisville. And that's not just the city or government leadership, that's businesses, that's other people in the capital markets.
Louisville Metro government says this is the first out-of-state company to move into downtown in 2025. There are several big plans looming over downtown this year alone. From Mayor Craig Greenberg's plan to redesign the Belvedere, his partnership with Diamond Baseball Holdings to develop a sports entertainment district, and the Humana Tower hitting the sales market soon. Louisville Downtown Partnership Executive Director Rebecca Fleischaker.
Yeah, I think that there's so much going on in Louisville. Things change all the time, and that because of that movement, because of investment, because of activity going on, that it's very attractive to companies that are looking to invest in downtown, and we're reaping the benefits from that.
Sullyco's new office space has been operating since August, has hired Kentuckiana residents, and is looking for more candidates.
And I think that we can help. What's been happening over the last several years that might seem a little discouraging, we are highly encouraged by what we've seen so far in Louisville.
The firm is encouraging other companies to also take a swing on investing into Kentucky's largest city's urban landscape. In downtown Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Very encouraging words there. And now new tonight, President Donald Trump is slamming Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell after he voted against Robert Kennedy Jr. today for his nomination, attacking McConnell right from the Oval Office, even questioning his childhood polio.
Well, I feel sorry for Mitch. And I was one of the people that he wanted to go to the end and he wanted to stay leader. He's not equipped mentally. He wasn't equipped 10 years ago mentally, in my opinion. I have no idea if he had polio. All I can tell you about him is that he shouldn't have been leader. He knows that. He voted against Bobby. He votes against almost everything now. He's a very bitter guy.
Mitch McConnell was the only Republican to vote against Kennedy as health secretary. The longtime Kentucky senator and former party leader blasting Kennedy's views on vaccines after the vote. Here's what Mitch McConnell said in a statement. Quote, "This administration, led by the same president who delivered a medical miracle with Project Warp Speed, deserves a leader who is willing to acknowledge without qualification the efficacy of life-saving vaccines and who can demonstrate an understanding of basic elements of the U.S. healthcare system." That's from Mitch McConnell in his statement tonight. Now, more news about federal workers. They have started getting layoff notices as the Trump administration moves ahead with plans to drastically downsize the government. The firings are impacting a wide swath of federal workers and include employees responsible for education, small business grants, and the nation's nuclear weapons stockpile and the national parks. While the full scale of layoffs is not yet clear, The first round of cuts appear to target employees who were recently hired and still on probationary status, according to multiple federal officials. Yesterday, a judge ruled that President Trump could move ahead with his plan to buy out any federal employee who accepted a deferred resignation. And officials told ABC News that more than 73,000 workers have accepted the administration's offer. Well, right here in Kentucky, the governor announced he's joining a lawsuit with other states. They are now suing over the Trump administration's federal funding freeze. Andy Beshear says the state and individual programs paid $7 million on things that were under federal agreements. He believes the federal government should reimburse the Bluegrass.
This is funding that the people of Kentucky are owed. I was raised to say my word is my bond, and when I sign a contract, I go through with it. When I sign an agreement, I go through with it. And this is just asking our federal government to do the same.
Now a judge has temporarily blocked the funding freeze. However, Andy Beshear says some areas are not complying with the judge's order. Beshear joined the lawsuit with 22 other state attorneys general. Kentucky's attorney general, by the way, Russell Coleman, a Republican, did not sign on to the suit. In Frankfort, the bill to allow law enforcement to crush confiscated cars has been officially filed now in Kentucky. This bill is very popular with many of you who are watching us tonight because it's one way to stop street racing in the state, especially after Metro Police just caught two men racing, one going 123 miles per hour on the Waterston Expressway. Now, the first violation in this bill would result in a fine, but the second offense brings a fine and forfeiture of the car to the state. Then police have the authority to destroy it. Kentucky State Representative Democrat Beverly Chester Burton of Shively filed the legislation yesterday with co-sponsor Republican Representative Jason Nemes of Middletown. Abortion rights activists are also heading to the Capitol today in Frankfort as efforts to add exceptions to Kentucky's near total abortion ban are once again front and center in the legislature. The cheers from the rally going up in the Capitol Rotunda, a Republican-led effort from Louisville Representative Republican Ken Fleming, is now in the House Judiciary Committee. The bill would add exceptions to the abortion ban for rape and incest. Hadley Duvall, a native of Owensboro, Kentucky, turned nationwide abortion rights advocate, was leading the charge in Frankfort today, but says at this stage in the game she has little hope it'll get passed.
State lawmakers killed my expectations last year. I guess I was more so naive and still a little bit of, if they hear my story personally, maybe I can get to them. And they just showed me that they didn't care. And I don't have high hopes, but I'm still gonna fight like I do.
On the other end of the spectrum, a bill filed by several Republicans, including Hardin County Representative Josh Calloway, would criminalize companies providing abortion-inducing medications. Calloway is also sponsoring a bill that could charge someone who has an abortion with homicide. Right now, live here from our Galt House cameras, it is crystal clear out there tonight, and that means that Arctic air is really settling in. It's got a grip on Kentuckiana. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine. Ben, you were earlier talking about wind chill factors. Where do we stand tonight?
Thankfully, the winds are dying down now, Doug, but either way, it's just going to be very cold out there. It's going to be a frigid start to our Friday. Temperatures right now well below freezing everywhere, dropping down to 17 in Brandenburg, 18 in Mitchell, 24 in Louisville. Thankfully, again, the winds are going to be pretty light tonight. We'll wake up with temperatures around 15 to 20 degrees. Out the door, we'll have some sunshine for our Valentine's Friday, but it will stay chilly with upper 30s and lower 40s. Notice some clouds late day. Those clouds associated with this system that's going to be a soaker for Saturday. That will give us a threat for some flooding, especially over areas just south of Louisville. We're going to map that out in more detail coming up in our full weather impact team forecast. But for tonight, low temperature 20 in the city, outlying areas in the teens, 34 at noon tomorrow, and our high up to 42 for your Friday afternoon. Again, we're going to be looking at that potential for flooding this weekend, but also some more snow chances later in that 7-day forecast coming up.
Ben, thank you on this very cold and clear night. Tonight in the Portland neighborhood, the lights are telling a story. Louisville Visual Arts, LVA in Portland, has been decorated with a permanent 3D art sculpture that lights up, in addition to a neighborhood that continues to change and reinvent itself. WHAS11 Night Team's Clarice Shaley looks at how this investment is making an even prouder Portland.
It's Louisville's original neighborhood still reinventing itself. 40-foot 3D art sculpture named Spark makes its mark on Louisville, both figuratively,
sparking ideas, creativity.
and literally.
Right over here is I-64, and you can literally see this as you're coming into town.
Spanning the front of the Louisville Visual Art Building with the help of artists and metal fabricators from Rocker Belt Studio across the street.
We see this as an opportunity to really ignite or spark the work that's happening already, and to contribute to that and be a part of this community as it continues to flourish.
The lights, their vibrant colors, and the variety of shows not only attracting people to Louisville, but also to the Portland neighborhood.
I'm glad to see everybody down here west of 9th Street.
This is saying, look, there's great stuff happening here. It's a safe and vibrant place to be.
Investment, along with nearby development and the expansion of Waterfront Park to Portland's entrance from downtown.
For the people that live here in Portland, you know, it's going to be a gathering spot. You know, it's something to add pride to the neighborhood.
The proud neighborhood, receiving care from the organizations and artists who share it.
Doing this project also has made me feel like my art career has, it's kind of a dream come true type of thing.
A vision for all to celebrate. In the Portland neighborhood, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 1119 on your side.
Really dazzling on this cold winter night. Well, the program goes 365 days a year, so every night there's going to be a show from midnight to sunset. You can see it right there off Lytle Street in the Portland neighborhood.